Hey boys and girls, we're back at it again for another week on the old Nova. You guys are going to be seeing a lot of this up until closer to probably June, give or take. And I'm not going to say when you guys are seeing this because I'm hoping you guys see all the videos on this pre Hot Rod Power Tour. So the hope is this week. Well, so last week we got the whole front suspension done. We got the leaf springs put on the back, so we got the whole car lowered. Since then, we have learned these wheels and tires do not fit anywhere on the car. Like it doesn't have the front brake rotors on it yet, which is going to push it out farther, and those are already hitting the fenders. Given the camber is not set, so it could be way cambered out and I not realize it, but it certainly doesn't look like it. So there's a chance that we're not going to be able to run them. I have a backup plan. Well, the backup plan does not look as good as the original plan. Once they're cleaned up, I think they'll look just fine. The plan is to run these with like a 215/65, which with an LS under the hood is not a lot of tire, but for whatever reason, it's what I can fit in the rear. I don't think this is the factory rear end. If I remember correctly, I believe it's out of a second-gen Camaro, which makes the rear end about not quite an inch and a half wider across, which means it's going to make the wheel stick out another 3/4 of an inch roughly on each side, which would cause a lot of the issues I'm having tire-wise. Which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Eventually, I would like to actually swap this with a S10 rear end, a built S10 rear end, which that's going to suck everything in a lot farther, and then I can run a lot of different tire options at that point, at least in the rear. The front would still be a bit of a predicament because of, brakes and everything. I'm not going to be able to go in or out too much farther than what I already can, but deep dishes in the rear with some regular looking ones up front would be just fine with me. But anyway, today's plan is we're going to work on the fuel system. We're going to get the new fuel line ran. And since the last video, I've gotten the wiring inside the car. So we're going to attempt to get it wired this video as well. So hopefully, maybe by the end of the video, we can at least do a first crank on this thing and get started. Oh yeah, since the last video, I've also got the brake booster set up, all mounted and done. Sorry I'm not doing as much on camera as I do on other projects, guys, but this thing's truly under a time crunch. I don't know how long it's going to be till you see these videos, but it is the first week of April right now, which means I have all of April and all of May to have this car running, driving, and tested and proven before Power Tour, which is not a lot of time. At least not for me, it doesn't seem like. I know other guys can build an entire car in a week, but they don't have a full-time job. So I'm just doing what I can. I've already looked at, I'm going to have to order new tires. These tires are junk. And I want center caps because I think center caps and just a good cleaning and maybe a repaint is going to make these wheels look a lot classier on the Nova. And for any of you guys looking at them, yes, they're Firebird wheels. They're off my buddy's 86 Firebird. I love a mesh wheel. And these are the only ones I could find at the moment that fit the car. So that's what we're going to go with. And I don't care before anyone says it that they don't look as good as those. Because personally, I think these cleaned up will look better than those. So we'll just cross that bridge when we get to it. But yeah. All right. I am doing a ton of yapping. Let's get started. I went and picked up some P-clips. We're going to get this hung up underneath of the car. Start getting our fuel lines figured out. This is going to be our fuel feed line to go from the tank, go basically most of the way from the tank up to the inlet side of the engine, and then for the return side, I have this stuff, and this is the Jegs, like I think it's called push lock system. My brother-in-law that was going to do the swap for me swears by this stuff. He loves it, so that's what I have to do it. I didn't realize he gave me a bunch of P-clips, so I guess we're going to use those instead of the ones I just went and bought, because I have them. We got some fan wiring to do as well. Yeah, like I said, we've got quite a bit to do, and I feel like I'm yapping just to avoid doing it currently. So, and we're already 6 minutes in, so I guess I should probably shut up and get to work. So, yeah. All right, let's get to it. So, under the car for about 5 minutes. It's too damn dark under there. So, as you can see, I'm clearly ready to not work on a car now. I'm clearly ready to go hop on a scooter. We're going to run across town again quick. Probably going to ride the old little Metro here, because this I've not put very many miles on yet. Versus these two are like good for the year. They're ready to go. We're gonna go get a couple of the Hercules shop lights. I think the 20 volt powered ones. So I got batteries and stuff to work with them already, and brighten it up under there a little bit, because I can't see crap for what I'm doing, and it's kind of hard to run fuel line when you can't see where you're running it. So that is that's the goal now, I think. So it's gonna be one of those days.
Why are you doing that? I'm pushing it through the hole, and then it's getting stuck to the tip of my finger and popping out.
So Seth is here and helping again. It's going great.
Fucking fantastic is what it's doing.
We've got the fuel lines this far.
Just tickled my armpit with that hose.
Gucci, Gucci, Gucci.
Yeah, I know I'm fat.
Oh.
Okay.
He's on.
I think you need to bear hug on me, pull the zip tie through. Oh, I got it! Again!
He's on hour 2.
I'm the king!
Well, no wonder why you're fighting so hard. You went the hard way. I would have just come out through the hole your fingers were shoved in.
You know, in hindsight, that...
Oh,
now that
that
you
would
say
have worked
that.
really quick.
Now that you say that,
Oh,
that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense than what I just did.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
You know what? Shut up, Kurt.
Oh. 2 hours of fighting with 2 zip ties when P-clips could have done this in 37 seconds.
You know what? You freaking handed me the zip ties. I don't know.
You're the one that said you could do it quick.
I didn't say quick. I said I could. Quick never came out of my mouth.
He might have me on that part. Okay,
I said it's possible.
Okay, I'll give him credit. Maybe he didn't say quick. I just assumed quick. Which, again, my fault. Dumb of me to assume that anything was going to be fast.
Hey, it happened. Pink.
So we've almost got the fuel line drain in the car. That's why we're here. It's going great.
Burn out.
Keep turning that.
No.
Cheap posse.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
You didn't know?
I couldn't remember.
How long has it been? 3 years?
Since I actually drove it.
Yeah.
Hey, it even says used limited slip diff fluid.
I guess you probably should have read the tag.
Yeah, if I would have read the tag, I guess I would have known that already.
Isn't it 410s or something?
Yeah, if I remember correctly from back when my grandpa was alive when I was 12.
Oh my gosh, I got that zip tie on. That's awesome.
All right, now we got to go from there to like just offset the middle of the pumpkin, I guess.
Do you want to run a new wire? Because
I want to run a new wire for this.
Hey, while I'm up here, you want me to put some of those P-clips and soft tappers just to make sure the zip tie holds?
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, we need to do.
To be fair, it puts them in the perfect spot for me to be able to put those in, you know? God. I kind of go like that.
Hey, you know what else we could have did? Could have just put nut zerts in those holes.
I'll respond when those leave.
Yep.
Yeah. Could have
put-
done. I was thinking that over here, the one I put this tie into, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Could have done that and just did the P-clips that
To
way.
be fair, I pointed out that we should do that all the way down and just drill holes in, and you told me to just stop talking.
This is true up there. Back here, that would have made more sense.
Makes sense to do it the right way all the way down, though.
Well, it's not the wrong way the rest of the way down. Okay.
Self-tappers rip out, zip tie snap, let's be honest.
Okay, but up there at the front where they are in the front, those are actually factory holes that P-clips are held on with.
Okay, well.
Yeah, for the hard line anyway.
So is this one.
So, God damn it.
I love that that's under here. I can't get over that. I wish we would have filmed that.
I should have. I was going to for a minute, and then I started feeling bad because it literally took him like 20 minutes.
It happened, though.
It did.
You didn't think it would. and
No,
it
I did not. I did not. I had given up faith long before that point.
I'll scooch out and show him. Ow! What am I on? Oh, the jack stand.
His pink zip tie he is so proud of right now.
Hey, I can sit up under here. Kinda.
I almost can. But, alright, the next thing... God damn. These glasses are handy when they're not on my face. Let me tell you. We're going to get... I'm debating on... Do we get rid of this hose, this one altogether, and try to run a new hose on there, or do we cut it down to where it's shorter and then put it back on the car?
No, I mean, it's just a breather, so it's not that big of a deal.
Oh yeah, but either way, it still needs to be hooked up to something, doesn't it?
Well, usually they're just exit out, like, usually it goes out with the fucking gas cap right underneath it.
Yeah.
Or just, to like the Firebirds is on the fender.
Yeah.
Or no, that was a Subaru.
Well, that's what I was saying, like, because this would keep it above the gas tank.
Do you want to know what I did in the Rambler?
Probably not.
You know the holes that were drilled in the floor for the
Yeah.
old gas tank? I took a 3/8 hose and shoved it through. It's just dangling on the ground.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I think if we just cut it like right here, we can put a chunk of hose on it and go right to it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking would probably be the best thing to do.
Get a pipe cutter? Or
I
you
believe
Sawzall it?
I believe I have a pipe cutter to do it right.
Sawzall would be faster though. I'm full of bad decisions today.
I'm aware. I'm just thinking I don't want to try to undo that rubber hose. And that, while it's hard, that's still very flexible right there.
Damn, that's
So-
you need to tape something down. Because that's
Meanwhile, these other two, though. Alright, hang on, guys. So on the list of dumb things we've done, we stuffed a fat guy in the back of the car while on jack stands all the way around.
Hey, I can jump up and down. See if
No, thank you.
What do you think? Like right here? Look, there's like a dent right here.
So I think that's where the little plate thing's welded on underneath. Hang on, let me look underneath quick. God, this is a terrible idea.
Hey, there's a rust hole we can feed it through right here.
Okay, that line thing you were talking about, if you come down to about the bottom of that, okay, I'm like right here. I think we're close enough together. Yeah, go there. All right. We were only about 2 inches off from each other. Not bad. That'll work. That's good enough. I was a little bit more up into that channel than you were. Good enough.
Step it up a bit and put grommet in there.
Yeah, but I don't know if I got a grommet to put in it.
I do, but they're all
They're out of your house. I know. I got a grommet. I got this. I got that. Oh, yeah, at your house.
Well, I had to do the wiring in the firewall and the Rambler, so I bought a box of grommet.
Oh, I do have a grommet, but my God, the size.
I have small ones.
I'm sure you do.
Across town again?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa. Fancy.
Show me that like I can fucking see it.
Oh, fucking. Yeah.
Yeah. Eh?
It's so cool. Sorry, whatever. Go give me the right thread size. Or right thread size. Right drill bit size. Fucking.
Try to use nice parts of my car. What do I get? Oh, no. I guess that works. Sure. I mean, that's what you want to do. That's how you want to make it work on the car.
Not the way I would go, but.
Which end do you want? Just both of them on thread.
Well, this end, I'm going to shove it through the bottom. That way there's not a big thing sticking up out of the floor for me to break off. This was a terrible place to run. I should have just ran it like in underneath the carpet or something up front and then out the car.
No, we're here now. So.
Yeah, I know. We already made the hole, so now we're going to live with it.
I mean, give me a welder. I'll fix it real quick. To my house. Get my welder.
Yeah, because your welder is better than mine now.
I'll sell you a worse one for $60.
Ah, yes. Let's get worse than the already Chicago Electric Hobo Freight Welder by getting the other terrible Hobo Freight Welder.
It's not Hobo Freight. It's some dude sold to me that I know.
Oh, God.
For $60.
Oh, yeah. So you're just trying to not lose any money on it.
Pretty much.
I think you're going to have to go bigger.
I know, but I want to go a step at a time because I don't want to make it too big.
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to fuck your trunk up, Kurt.
It's fair. It's fair. Hey, this smells about like that crackhead engine bay did.
Nah, man, it's fine.
I'm just saying, it smells like poor decisions and a lack of lube.
That chick he was with was surprisingly way too attractive for him.
That makes one of us paying attention to that fact. Okay, I'm gonna go shove this through the hole.
Oh yeah.
Then I want you to nut it down.
Shove it in deep, daddy.
Do you want to paint this?
Sir.
Do you want?
That's not going anywhere deep.
Shove that show deep in that fucking hole, man.
Oh yeah, you do have a good point. We should probably, rust prevention.
Yeah. There's not any rust. To be honest, the amount of holes I can see through the seams over here are fearing me more sitting in this couch than being on jack stands.
Yes, get me with the fumes. I feel like the first owner.
Wow. Wow. You really fucking went there. Wow. Wow. All right, we're back for another day, boys and girls, and I have been terrible about filming. Got some work done off camera, obviously, because that's what I seem to be doing all the time anymore. Fuel lines are completely ran. Trans lines are in. Dipstick is in. It's not in, but it's in there. The wiring for the transmission's been moved to the proper side. Right now, I am currently working on getting the trans cross member back in place. So that'll be done. And after that, I don't know tonight. Yeah, I've been just trying to like bust out some stuff because, well, I just need to get it done. That's all there is to it. And as much as I want to film every little finicky detail right now, I just know if I do that, I'm not going to get anything done, and that's not proactive towards what I need to be doing. So I don't know if I'm going to get into wiring tonight like I wanted to, because I've spent most of my day getting this figured out. And then, well, the youngest wanted to go to the park, so I took her to the park for about an hour and a half. And, because it doesn't look like it at the moment, but it was really nice, and it was about 60 degrees earlier, so it was a really good time to take her to the park. Yes, I'm making excuses for not doing more. But, yeah. Yeah, the fuel lines are fully figured out now. I got like 2 fittings I still need to go ahead and like tighten down all the way. Actually, I think both of them are up here. So, and I haven't done that yet because there's a couple of things I want to run them a little differently up here that I know I have enough hose for, and kind of get a couple other things tucked away. So it's just slow, finicky progress, getting everything situated where it needs to be. I got my O2 wires found and figured out. I just got to get them all the way down there to get them hooked up, and my O2 wires found in the car. So this header's back off again. I'm at a point where I'm debating on whether or not I need to buy like another set of gaskets, just because, my God, that header's been off like 4 times now. Every time I think I'm done to where it can just go on and stay on, I am wrong. I lie to myself every damn time. But yeah, we're getting closer to that point. I hope. So, but yeah, there's just so little room down there. And like I said, I got the trans cooler lines are run up to here, and they are significantly longer than they needed to be. But hey, that is what it is. What did I do? Here's the trans cooler I'm going to go with, at least for now. It's not huge, I will admit, but I think it's big enough. I seen, well, my buddy was running on his Vet that's got a 4L60 in it, and it is basically a little bit wider than this, but it's like this wide but longer. So I think that's going to be okay. He even said he thought that would be okay. So we're going to get that mounted right up here. I just haven't got that far yet. As well, there's currently a fan in the way, so we're going to figure out how we're going to mount that. It doesn't have any mounting tabs or anything on it. So she may just get ye olde zip tie treatment and just kind of hang out right there. We'll see. We're going to get that figured out here later, though. It's not it's not top priority. I got 6AN adapters coming for that, male to male, because I got 6AN females on there. Thought this had the same fittings as the radiator does, and was just going to plumb it that way, go with the adapters I have for the radiator to go to 6AN. But those are also 6AN females, so I've got 6AN male to male adapters, so I can plumb those together and be good. I probably, looking at it, once I get this all figured out, I'll probably end up cutting some of this hose off once I get it fully routed and go from there. I almost thought about trying to bring it up through here, because I mean there's already holes here, but that means I really need to clearance those more, and I don't know, I don't like the idea of it, not without bigger grommets and everything, and by the time you open those up for grommets and everything, they're just going to break through in the center. So yeah, I'm probably going to run them up from underneath and go that route, but we'll see for sure once I get a little farther. The big thing is right now is getting that cross member back in. So all right, I think for once I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to try to set up the tripod and see if you guys can see anything under there and get some stuff done. Well, boys and girls, it's been about a day and a half now since the last time I filmed anything, and as always, you guys missed a lot. Namely, if we step up here, you guys will notice the engine looks way more complete than I think the last time it was on camera. And, well, I think since the last time I was on camera, we've done spark plugs, got all the wiring kind of finished up. Come in here, get the looking around. These are the only wires really left that haven't had anything done with them yet. Everything else is tucked up here. Gotta do a little bit more work with the wiring yet, but not much. Got some gauges I'm going to try to throw in it here soon. The batteries ran back here to the trunk. I got to put the battery box, like actually get it mounted so I can get the battery set in it. Sensor wise, the only thing left to do is the O2 sensors, and I have a wire I got to figure out some stuff with that I believe is stopping the alternator from charging, as I believe it is this wire inside the car that needs to be grounded through a relay or grounded through a light bulb in the dash, something, in order to get that to work. So what may or may not end up happening is this wire getting spliced in differently and being done, but that's not going to be a today thing. We've also done things like changed oil and put fluids and stuff in it, and I got the power steering lines done. Those seem to be there and not leaking, although I've not tried turning the wheel yet, so I don't know where I'm at with it. Yeah, I think we're down to a point where brakes still need done yet, alignment still needs done. There's still some wiring stuff to do, but not necessarily completely all engine wise. We're down to the buttoning things up stage and figuring out a few other small things. But yeah, let me show you what the last few days worth of work's accomplished. Now mind you guys, it's still not perfect, but even with it not being perfect, fires up, runs, sounds healthy. Like, I really can't complain. As you can tell, I'm still dealing with some stuff with the radiator. I got to get the fan hooked up yet. That's another part of the wiring. Down to this just being a lot of little things again, like I had said the other day, or like I said a few minutes ago. But yeah, I mean, keep your head down here. She sounds good. She sounds healthy. Obviously, that is not the first start. That is probably about the 10th at this point. It ran yesterday for a little while, and you guys didn't come out to see any of it because, well, I was so focused on getting things done that getting it on camera for you guys to see kind of fell by the wayside, unfortunately. And I'm sorry for that, but probably blaming you guys right now too. But as you can see, it's been just chaos. And again, I got to thank the Ratty Shop, Seth, for coming over and help. He's been the fucking man through all this. He has come over every day he's had free time, been here as long as he possibly can. There's been a couple days where he has been here from, like, he'd get here before noon and he wouldn't leave till about 9 o'clock that night, and there's just non-stop wrenches the whole time. We didn't stop to eat, we didn't stop to drink, nothing, just straight going through it, you know. And on top of it, at the end of the day, a lot of the wiring I gotta thank him for, because he very much took control of that and just kind of made the wiring his job. Now I know and I understand everything he did, because he pretty much did it the way I asked him to do it as we went through. But at the end of the day, he did it and it works. It's perfect. I cannot complain one bit about anything he did for me. Now, if you remember right at the end of the last video, we got it running, but me and Seth were fighting through a lot of little issues to get to the point that it's at now. And I have yet again done more off camera. Ball. In a little bit, baby. Daddy wants to get a little work done first, though, okay? Okay. So, don't be rolling that out into the road. So, tonight we're going to start with, I believe, this front brake, just to kind of get the ball rolling on some stuff. I still have 3 more days of work left, but the weather's nice, so I want to get something done.
I just jumped up.
I know. That's all your stuff you drew yesterday. It hasn't rained or anything, so it's not washed away yet. Yeah. So that's the goal, I think, is to get the driver's side front brake assembled tonight. I'm not going to try to do the line, just get the brake and everything assembled and on this corner to where it's actually done in there. And it's partly because I want to make sure I actually have everything. I'm 90% sure I do, but the only way I'm going to know for sure is to pull it all out and put it on the car. So yeah, all right.
I almost dropped it.
Okay, be careful.
I almost dropped it.
Okay. My little helper's talkative tonight. So, all right, enough yapping. I'm going to start pulling things off the shelf, throwing them on the car. Okay, there we go for the moment. No, I'm not putting the caliper or any of that on tonight because, well, someone wants to play. I also realized I don't have the dust caps, so I got to call the wife and have her order those. I had to do a little bit of massaging on my now no longer pristine brand new dust shields because, well, they didn't clear because, well, they're not made for the 2-inch drop spindle. They're just made for, you know, a normal one. So I probably could have cut the bottom section of it off, like basically just kind of went like come this way and cut that off and solved it. But I just bent the dust shield a little bit. That took care of the whole problem. And I seem to clear. I may have it a little tight yet, but it seems to spin pretty free. Now, the old bearings weren't bad. A matter of fact, the old bearings might have been relatively new if I remember correctly, but I don't remember for sure. And I have brand new Timkins, so I'm putting those in. But for Power Tour, I'm going to take the ones that are in there out, put them in a baggie, pack them full of fresh grease, and take them with me just in case. I would rather have them and not need them than need them and then be at home. So yeah, we'll probably order a couple sets just to be safe to take with us. But yeah, so I think that's going to be good. Like I said, I need the dust cap. I packed a ton of grease for these to eat on inside of there as well, so that will help some too. Yeah, someone wants me to play with her for a little bit, so we're going to do that, and I'll come back to this probably tomorrow night for a little bit, get this done, get the driver's side completely put on as well, and go from there. we go. That's one corner completely together. That was a fight. That bracket fits insanely too perfect. Like to the point I question whether or not something is wrong. Because that fits like extremely tight. Like, and it could just be the fact that like I was jostling everything around and it's mounted on a 2-inch drop spindle and not, you know, a normal spindle. So yeah, that's one corner completely done. It sucks I had to do this the way I did. I mean, I probably could have did it a cleaner way. Agreed, but yeah, that wasn't happening tonight. So it is what it is. The next thing will be get the other side completely put together. And then see if we can't just kind of home align this thing. That should be fun. This is yet another night me after work just trying to get stuff done in about an hour's worth of time. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the caliper and everything on the other side. I bought dust caps. They're for a late model, so they're not for this. I don't know why those would have popped up for the Nova. They don't fit the Nova. It's stupid. I love auto parts stores sometimes, but it's tight because of the brake. It was spinning freely when it didn't have that on, so yeah. I may go ahead and grab the wheel and throw it on. Not that wheel, the other wheel, just to make sure it's clearing everything. Because that'll be the next thing that'll screw me is with the 2-inch drop spindle. For some reason, that won't clear the wheel now or something. And we'll be back to square one with yet another set of wheels. So yeah, all right, enough yapping. We're gonna grab the wheel and see if it fits. We're good. It all clears. We have literally like a finger's width of room, but hey, that's enough. I am a little concerned about here, but we'll cross that bridge when it's setting on the ground, or I move the jack stands out so it sets a little lower, and we can start adjusting things like camber and all of that, because I think these are cambered out, not in. I think once they go in a little bit, everything will clear. Hell, if they go in enough and those clear, I'm gonna make the rears work. But, and then these will just go on the Impala with a slightly smaller tire than I probably would have liked. But I can live with that. That's not a bad look. I love this style of wheel. I love mesh. These definitely need cleaned up, and that is something I am hoping to do before Power Tour, because while I can live with the rest of the car looking whatever, it's gotta have nice looking wheels on it. And I can't do it right now with the way these look. I hope there's not a lot of weights on the front of these. I didn't think about that. I didn't think the time to not put weights on the front. Oh well, it is what it is. It looks like I possibly need longer studs. That'd make me feel a little bit better, because those aren't even poking all the way out, and those are tight. All right, so it has been like 2 days since I last filmed anything. Kind of a lot has been done, but nothing that you guys are going to really be able to see. I adjusted the front camber a little bit. I got it to match side to side. I went through and I greased and cotter pinned everything. A few more wires have been ran into the car. I just finished up putting some zip ties on the throttle cable to make it shorter. I mounted one of those seats, and I've ran brake lines and bled brakes. That's what you guys have missed. None of it was going to be good to film. None of it was going to be good to watch. So yeah, it was stuff I just knocked out, got it done, and hopefully here in a minute I brought you guys in so I could catch you up and tell you where I'm at. The next plan is I want to do a rough toe alignment on the front, just basically kind of eyeball it. I have an appointment set for Friday to get the alignment done. Unless I kind of eyeball it and get it good enough myself that I'm happy, then I might just send it the way it is. But as long as I got that done and the alignment's good enough and I got a seat in it by Friday, fingers crossed, we can start trying to put some miles on this thing while I get everything else figured out. I still have 0 gauges, but I think that's going to be tonight's plan, is get at least temp oil pressure, and maybe the tack all in it. I don't know if the tack's going to happen tonight because I'll end up having half the neighbors awake. But at least temp and oil pressure, those are kind of two must-haves. I can throw the new GPS Speedo in it, but realistically, I can use my phone for the minute and it'll be fine. I am debating on taking a second keyed ignition power as a trigger and putting a relay in with a small fuse box just to add like radio and yeah, add a bunch of like little accessory things for now, just because that's going to be simpler than trying to tie into what's there in the car. Because I need at least bare minimum, we need 2 phone chargers in the car. Just because me and the wife are both going to need to charge our phones on the trip. So I bare minimum need to get that done. I'd really like some kind of a radio. So I'm going to tinker with that. I think I need to clean the entire interior yet. The more I talk, the longer this list is going to get before we're actually ready for the trip. But as long as I can drive it and start putting miles on it, the rest of that doesn't matter for right now. I just need to be able to start putting miles on this thing. So that is the goal. That is the, you know, as long as I know the water temp and the oil pressure, everything else is whatever. Those are the 2 things that matter. It's not getting hot and it's still got oil pressure. After that, I just don't care. But we have voltage again too. I did get that wired, and it is consistently starting. So if I hop in, I put it in reverse, that tire spins backwards, I hit the brake, it stops. I put it in drive, that tire turns forward, I hit the brake, it stops. We're getting there. We're getting really close, guys. I want this video to end with this thing on the ground and the tires doing, you know, turning things. Not burnouts, but just moving the car. So, all right. I guess it's time to throw the wheels on and see where we're at, just to kind of get a rough idea. Look it up here, but according to the tape measure, they should be straight. They're setting it about 63 and like a quarter in the front and about 63 and a half in the back. So it's got just a touch of toe in, at least according to the stuff I just did with the tape measure. That's as close as I can eyeball it in terms of whether or not it's straight. And it doesn't have the full body weight down on everything, so it's probably going to change a little bit once it's down. So honestly I'm worried that it's going to toe out once it's down on the ground, but we're going to find that out here in a couple minutes. I need to put an O2 sensor in before I forget, and then after that I think it's legitimately get everything out from underneath the car and drop it down. I freaking think, I hope. And then at that point it is bump the key, fire her up, drop her in gear, and see if she moves. God, I hope it moves. Yeah, all right. Back in a second. there we have it, boys and girls. She moved. Oh man, I have put a little bit more transmission fluid in it. I don't know if you could tell with that clip. She slipped a little bit, but I put another 2 quarts in it and it seems a lot happier than it was. Don't mind the spots on the floor, on the ground. That is transmission fluid. No, it's not leaking all the way up there. The funnels through a whole setting there. The front end, unfortunately, I think might be just a touch too low. If I go full turn, I am just buried into fender wells right now, so I might have to try to like play around, stretch the fenders a little bit, or I don't know, just put the little things in the front and lift the front end back up a ½ inch and be happy, or a ¼ inch and be happy. Get myself just a tiny bit more room for steering. But oh man, she looks good. I mean, and the springs apparently are maybe a little soft. I swore I ordered them for a big block, but they're looking a lot like I ordered them for a small block. So I definitely know they're not inline 6 springs. Those inline 6 springs wanted to sag that much without the 2-inch drop spindles. So but man, I love the stance of it though right now. It just sucks that it can barely turn. And like, those aren't even big tires. There's only 215/65s. I mean, I could maybe get it swapped to a set of 215/60s, but it's like, at that point, like, I'm getting it lower than I want in the front. So I think I got the twist in block things for the front. I'm just gonna put those in. That'll get me a little bit better spring rate in the front, get it up a little bit higher. We still have a ton to do in the interior, but it moves. This, once it's aligned and once I have an oil pressure gauge and a water temp gauge, I can drive this car semi-comfortably, at least to and from work, start putting miles on it, start making things happen. You know, I think I've only got like 1 tail light and 1 brake light right now. I've got to get that kind of sorted out. But realistically, this thing is getting to where I'll risk it. I'll drive it. I don't care. I'll take it to and from work, start putting miles on it. I got to go get a tag next week, because I don't think I've got an up-to-date sticker for this thing. Yeah, that's the last time I put a sticker on it was 22. So that shows you it's been 3 years since I even attempted to drive it last. Oh man. Every little thing like this is just like another like small miracle for me right now. I think I'm gonna wait and see how it comes back from the alignment shop, and then maybe put the things in the front. Either that or I'll drop them off with the alignment shop, see if I can just get them to put them in, to raise the front up a little bit. But I think it needs put in the front and the rear of the spring. They got like make it proportional. But yeah, it is. So we can start doing kind of the fun stuff now to make this car more just livable, like, you know, like gauges and, you know, the interior. And I'm repeating myself. But now we gotta like focus on lights and all that stuff, and, you know, make it to where everything works, which I have to stay up all night tonight because I gotta go to work tomorrow night, so I gotta be able to sleep tomorrow morning. So tonight, after I get everything cleaned up in the garage, is probably going to be a thrash on like get headlights to work, get tail lights to work, and all that stuff. Maybe start wiring into gauges, see if I can get them to work. The dash has got to come apart so I can pull the gauge cluster out of it and see if I can make something to mount gauges right in the dash. Worst case scenario, I'm putting water and temp and everything down there. But she may have spun the tires a couple times too, guys. Oh yeah, she's posy. I know we've talked about that before, but just in case y'all wanted proof, well, she's posy. It's not just a sticker. Thank you guys for watching. I know these videos have been kind of boring on this car, but like I said, this is more for me than for just entertainment value. This is more me just documenting things as I go, and kind of using you guys to take myself out of the moment with the car for a minute and clear my head and hop back in. So I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to do that and watching along, whether it be here or TikTok. I know a lot of guys watch on TikTok too.